Pride and Prejudice, the chessboard of social structure and personal growth. This chess game reflects the romantic tension, societal expectations, and the personal growth that define Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. The characters' journeys from misunderstanding and pride to mutual respect and love are mirrored in the progression of the game. The opening, the initial misunderstandings and social expectations. The game begins in a state of rigidity and formality, where societal expectations control the actions of the characters, much like the carefully structured opening moves in a chess game. White Elizabeth Bennet opens the game with a move of curiosity and assertiveness, pawn to e4, while black Mr Darcy responds with a cautious but equal move, pawn to e5, signifying the societal expectations that govern their interactions. White's knight, representing Elizabeth's wit and independence, moves to f3, seeking to explore and challenge the established norms. Black's knight Mr Darcy moves to c6, reflecting Darcy's more reserved, prideful approach, hesitant to open up. White's bishop, symbolizing Elizabeth's growing understanding of others, moves to c4, while black's bishop Mr Darcy's inner pride mirrors the move, indicating Darcy's early misjudgment and distance from Elizabeth's true character. As the game progresses, tensions rise. Both Elizabeth and Darcy struggle with their personal prejudices and misconceptions about each other, which are mirrored in the developing moves of the game. Both sides castle kingside, white and black, representing Elizabeth and Darcy's initial protective stances, keeping themselves guarded against the other. White's pawn move d3 shows Elizabeth's early inclination to make thoughtful, cautious progress, while black's pawn d6 symbolizes Darcy's conservative, defensive nature, sticking to traditional societal rules. White's knight nc3 represents Elizabeth's openness to growth, to learning and changing her views. Black's knight nf6 represents Mr Darcy's desire to remain within his own comfort zone, avoiding interaction with people below his station. The conflict, pride, prejudice, and the turning point. The tension between Elizabeth and Darcy escalates as pride and prejudice come to the forefront. Both characters undergo their own processes of self-reflection, symbolized by the moves on the board. White's bishop b3 represents Elizabeth's gradual understanding and readiness for emotional growth. Black's bishop b7 represents Darcy's continuing attempts to maintain control and distance, though he is becoming more aware of Elizabeth. White's pawn a3 reflects Elizabeth's realization that she must break free from her own prejudice. Black's pawn a5 indicates Darcy's growing desire to act beyond societal restrictions, yet still maintaining a firm stance on pride. White's pawn h3 shows Elizabeth's gradual understanding of the importance of her own actions in the social sphere, while black's pawn h6 signifies Darcy's hesitation to break free from the societal expectations imposed on him. The endgame, the resolution of misunderstandings. The game nears its conclusion as the misunderstandings between Elizabeth and Darcy are resolved. Both characters confront their flaws, leading to mutual respect and love, which is reflected in the final moves. White's queen qd2 begins to take a more central role, signifying Elizabeth's growing self-awareness and her ability to act with both pride and humility. Black's queen qd7 responds, reflecting Darcy's growing respect and awareness of Elizabeth's strength. White's bishop bg5 pressures black's knight, symbolizing Elizabeth's increasing clarity and insight into Darcy's true character. Black's bishop bg4 represents Darcy's vulnerability and openness to Elizabeth's influence. White's pawn h3 strengthens the position, symbolizing Elizabeth's willingness to move past prejudice. Black's pawn h5 signals Darcy's readiness to allow love and understanding to take root in his heart. White's bishop bxf6 takes black's knight, symbolizing the breakdown of pride and prejudice between them. Black's bishop bxf6 represents Darcy's acceptance of Elizabeth's intelligence and personal strength. White castles queenside 000, symbolizing Elizabeth's coming into her own, and her readiness to fully embrace the love and transformation that Darcy offers. Black's queen qc6 indicates Darcy's recognition of Elizabeth's worth, setting the stage for reconciliation. White's queen qe4 positions itself for the final phase of the game. Black's queen c4 symbolically captures the prejudice, showing that Darcy's shift in mindset allows for mutual understanding and the removal of past misunderstandings. White's pawn dex4 opens up the field for final understanding, and black's bishop bs4 captures, symbolizing the mutual growth and emotional resolution between Elizabeth and Darcy. White's bishop bc1 symbolizes Elizabeth's final realization and openness to Darcy. Black's bishop b5 reflects Darcy's commitment to their relationship, and his personal transformation into a man of humility and true character. White's Queen QG4+ delivers a final check, symbolizing Elizabeth's triumph over her pride and prejudice. Black's Bishop BG6 signifies Darcy's acceptance of his vulnerabilities and willingness to commit to love. White's Queen QXG6 captures the final obstacle between them, prejudice, while Black's Pawn FXG6 symbolizes the complete transformation and reconciliation between Elizabeth and Darcy. White's Queen delivers checkmate QH6, symbolizing the culmination of Elizabeth and Darcy's relationship, their mutual respect, and the overcoming of their pride and prejudice. The game ends, signifying a happy resolution where love, growth, and personal understanding have triumphed.